What's up, Bills fans? So, the big, long-awaited debut of Josh Allen and pretty much the whole team, quarterback-wise. But obviously, in the first half, that was something quite impressive by both McCarron and particularly Peterman. Had the one pass not go off Ivory's hands, he would have had a clean sheet and could have potentially led them down to some more points. McCarron should have probably taken off on that one, could have led to a touchdown instead of a field goal. But, I mean, granted they lost, but I thought it was an okay game, a solid game, but particularly from the Bills starters and their second-team guys. The third-team guys, particularly on defense, they didn't look like they were much about anything. The wide receivers did Allen no favors in the second half. I definitely want what Cam Phillips has to bring next week. Maybe Coleman, maybe Zay gets out there. Hopefully in Cleveland, I'll be going to that game. Here's a classic example. I think a guy like Robert Foster pretty much cut himself tonight, did himself no favors whatsoever. Alligator armed a couple of balls and didn't go after a couple of passes that were pretty much right there to be had. Allen just put it on him. I think he ran out of bounds on the first deep ball first pass that Allen threw. But some of the passes were impressive. And his accuracy, granted, vanilla preseason game, vanilla defenses and all that sort of stuff. This is his first action in the league. The kid's nerves are probably, God knows where his nerves are. Could just imagine me, you, anybody. But he looked, it didn't look too big for him. Some of the passes were just, I have a hard time spitting it out. The one to McLeod, that going across the field, that thing was ridiculous. You saw the view, the panoramic view behind the quarterback of that throw. That thing was ridiculous on a rope. And then the touchdown even was a tight window down. The one pass before to Kari Lee, only Allen could make that throw. And some of the fact that he's constantly looking to put the ball downfield is that's just who he is. The guy is just looking to put the ball in the end zone or down the field, constantly looking for a big play. And that stuff helps because, granted, you might get a few interceptions, but you're going to draw penalties. You're going to draw holding. You're going to draw legal contact. You're going to get those type of things. And his ability to escape and make a play outside with his legs, that's just, possibly something the other quarterbacks couldn't provide particularly on the Bills, but maybe in the draft. But, granted, it's his first action. But I came away, I didn't see too many issues with the accuracy whatsoever. Granted, I'll keep prefacing everything. It's his first game, third-team guys, but I don't think his receivers helped him at all. He probably could have had 4 or 5 more completions if he had requisite third-team receivers, even like the Carolina Panthers guys were making plays on the ball. But, the guys on the Bills were just not. A couple of nobody to speak of on defense from that third team. I mean, the first half, the first and second unit looked okay. No injuries. John Hughes went down really quick. I think he kind of got hit in the sack because he jumped up pretty quick and walked away with the trainers. I think he just took a groin shot. I thought he was holding his groin muscle there. But he kind of, the way he popped up is like, he got cracked in the nuts, probably in the pile. So that's good. Knock on wood, no injuries. They could cut Robert Foster, Camp Darling tomorrow, because I was just like, this guy he looks the part, but he just nothing. But Allen looked solid. He looked solid again. I'm gonna hold my water. Tyrod looked like a different QB. Our QBs look good. It's preseason. I'm not gonna take. I keep saying it's preseason. I watched this game myself here in New York. He threw the one pass to Njoku, who was 5 for 5. I don't care about Tyrod, to be honest with you. I know, Alex, you love that. That's your love. I know you got your Browns gear on over there, number 5 Cleveland jersey. So I don't. Tyrod's not a Bills quarterback. But again, it's like Baker's 11 for 20, throws for some more yards. It's just, again, it's who knows what is and what isn't. When you start game planning for a guy and you start honing in on a guy, at the end of the day, Tyrod's efficiencies are going to come to fruition. We all know who he is. I'm not here to talk about him, but I want to see what the play calling looks like in the regular season when they have to, because they're not game planning right now. They're not game planning. They're not doing any of that stuff. The defense isn't trying to stop anybody on the Bills. They're not trying to, this quarterback does X, Y, and Z good, and he doesn't do B, C, and E, that good. So wherever the hell. It has to be. That's when you start to see it. Like shit, the coaches are probably game planning for Baltimore right now. They're not thinking about Cleveland. Maybe maybe they'll game plan a little for the Bengals. Maybe they'll throw like a series or two on both sides of the ball. That's it. That's all we'll see. But those third team guys were real shit tonight on defense. They were shit. Oh, he was garbage, dude. Alex, that kid, they could cut that kid. I said that like 3 times, Alex. They could cut that kid right now. I feel bad saying don't, but yeah. At least McLeod looked good. He looked like he could return some punts. He looked like he could potentially make some plays. It was good to see Benjamin get a touchdown, especially having, he had that little thing with Cam. Cam wanted to sit there and try to mean mug him before. Whatever their beef is, there's some sort of issue there. Who knows what it could be. But, he's in Buffalo now. Cam's with Carolina, so that's just their deal for whatever it was. But we'll see. An interesting. I'll get to see live up. I'll get to see all of them in one place, Alex. I'm going to go to the Cleveland game. I'm going to get to see them all in one place. We get to see your beloved Tyrod, Josh Allen, Peterman, McCarron, Baker Mayfield, all in one place. How could I pass that up? Corey Coleman, too. So I want to see those guys on the field next week playing wide receiver. I don't want to see – I want to see Cam Phillips, too. I don't want to see some of these other scrubs that were out here tonight. I don't know. Even Austin Prohl, he didn't do much of anything for me. The only guy out there with that second half unit was McLeod. Everybody else, whatever. Ford looked good running the ball, but he made 3 different bonehead penalties. I think he had 3 different. You can't being offsides on a running back. You can't do that. Again, the defense looked like a sieve. They made Tyler Hickey look like I can't hide. What can I hide from? What? You there you go. You act like Tyrod's gonna go win a fucking Pro Bowl over there, or go win a Super Bowl over there or something. I'm not afraid of anything happen. Nah, that game is just gonna be not even televised. I think it's like Bills Network game. It's just gonna be if you're in the viewing area, you get to see it. Otherwise, they're not gonna show it. I go to the Bengal game. I think is though. And that's on a Sunday. I'm going to that one in Buffalo. And, yeah, that one, I swear, Andy Dalton's going to get the biggest reception in the history of that stadium. Yeah, he looked good for a non-Bills player. He's going to get the biggest reception. Running backs, but those false starts, that sucked. Ford looked good. Murphy looked good, but Ford had 2 or 3. He looks like a practice squad guy. He looks like a practice squad guy to me, to be honest with you. Ford, he looks like a practice squad guy. I'd like to see them do something with McLeod. I'd really like to see him make the team. I don't want him to get cut or released, or or they hope to get him on the practice squad type of deal. But I want to see those other guys next week. I don't know who the hell was playing wide receiver in the second half, but I was just not impressed with any of those motherfuckers. I really wasn't. You're a character, Alex. It's okay. It's okay. I know. Tyrod's the best man at your wedding. I talk shit on him, but the guy I've told you many times does it all to pull what he's pulled out of his body. He doesn't have the arm talent. He's a great athlete who can throw. He's done the best with what he's been given. So I can't bless him, and made a lot of money doing it. Hell of a lot better than the rest of us, especially me. So, he's doing his thing. I hope he can hold on to, it's just tough. He's in a shitty situation. He was in a shitty situation last year with the Bills. He knew that he was out. Peterman reminds me of oh, man. I don't know about that just yet, bro. Let's hold the water on that one. What's up, Lurker? Well, that second team, that I said that whole second half, third string unit was shit. That whole defense was shit. The wide receivers were shit that played with Allen. The first half was encouraging from the first unit and the second unit, but that's fine. I'm good with that. Just like I said earlier, no injuries. I would say that's honestly who I'd liken his game to the most, dude, is the way he moves around and makes those improv plays. I didn't see crazy inaccuracy tonight. I know no game plan, no this, no that. I got to preface everything I say with that, but I didn't see any. I didn't see EJ inaccuracy tonight. Let's just put it that way. I didn't see EJ inaccuracy tonight. Is that a good way to state it? I didn't see EJ inaccuracy. EJ would drop back and throw the ball, and you would be like, where the fuck is it going? You just didn't know where it was going. So that was encouraging. I think the one pass that he threw that should have been a first down, Foster dropped it. The other one, I think Riley might have dropped. It was like his second pass. It wasn't to the sideline. Oh, yeah, you can just see it. It just jumps off the fucking screen. I'm anxious to see what it looks like in person. You know what I really liked? The thing that encouraged me the most, and this is where he's like, sorry, Alex, he's the anti-Tyrod. The ball goes down the field, dude. He's not throwing that ball afraid. He's not like, let's just say what Todd Haley said, living in his fears. This fucking kid that ball is gone. Mildred was even impressed too. Mildred was like, I've never seen a Bills quarterback do this, right, Mildred? And you've been watching Tyrod his whole career. She was impressed by his mobility, Alex. Yeah. He's a better athlete than Ben. Ben was just big and bulky, but this kid can actually, he might get some big yards, downfield. You might see him break off some 30, 25 yarders. He always wears that elbow thing, dude. Even at Stanford, he always wears this big elbow, J.J. Watt thing. I like that. I was watching a little bit of the Cincinnati, not the Indianapolis Seahawks game. I saw Andrew Luck took a pretty good sized hit, but let's see what McDermott has to say here. He's going to come up and on BuffaloBills.com as I check Twitter too. So I don't know. I think he's literally about to start. I'm waiting for this thing to like finally finish. It's been a slow night, but it seems like a Friday. It's weird. It's Thursday, but it seems like a Friday. We're having games during the week. It's like the first Bills game. It's always like the first day of fall to me. I don't know about the rest of you guys. It's like the first day of fall every time there's a Bills game. He looked solid, man. I mean, he didn't, there wasn't like, oh my God, like, but you saw the talent, you saw the ability, you saw the reason why he was picked where he was. I mean, the kid's a physical freak, and some of the throws he made, the way he throws the ball as effortlessly as he does, it's ridiculous. It literally is ridiculous. All the quarterbacks, in my opinion, look solid tonight, so I really can't complain from that standpoint. So I'm pretty encouraged with what I just think. Darius is just an extremely talented, lazy dude. I think. Well, remember, did you guys see the rush that they were doing for embedded? And McDermott said, "I like talent, but don't give me talent without effort," or something like that. Talent without habits. That was Darius. He just talent without habits. He had no work habits, nothing. He just thought he could show up and I'm gonna be okay. It's a shame. But he's gone now. A lot of those guys are gone. Apparently somebody got hurt pretty good in the 49er game. Shit. I don't know what type of injury it was. I don't know about you guys, but this thing is being really slow for me. Bills.com. I hate the new websites, by the way. I don't know if you guys have been seeing all the NFL teams have pretty much the same webpage now. Give or take a few differences. I hate them. You can't search anything. You can't. It takes everything away. It was better. I liked the last version, Alex. It was fine. This one is complete trash. It looks okay, but functionality-wise, it sucks. Ooh, this guy got fucking hit on the head. God damn it. Yeah, it's being mad slow. Mad slow. This thing is like snail's pace right now. I don't know. What do you guys think's gonna transpire in terms of, you think some of this game, you think they go and maybe, I know it's early, but I could already tell they need another corner. They're gonna need to find a corner, because I know he's a rookie. He's a 4th round pick. Teron Johnson got burned for a touchdown. That first touchdown. Then I didn't see much from the other guys like Levi Wallace or Ryan Carter. If I think he'll end up playing eventually, dude. I mean, they threw Peterman in there last year and they were in a playoff spot. So I think he's going to end up playing at some point. But like I was on Instagram Live earlier at halftime, and the fact that they were able to keep their whole draft next year is massive, massive for me. Like I already went into the draft assuming that their 1st round pick next year was gone. They're not making that pick, but the fact they were able to keep it is really, really nice. Come on, man. Will this fucking thing load already? It's like the slowest. Sorry, I'm trying to interact with you guys and hope this thing I don't want nobody trading for that guy, that's for sure. If Mac wants to come to Buffalo, then he can wait till he's a free agent and then they can negotiate with him at their price. I don't want them giving away assets for a guy that they don't have to. If he's disgruntled and wants to leave Oakland, that's fine. But let the Bills don't do Oakland any favors. Why are you going to do them favors? he wants to come sign a contract with the Bills, because even if they let's just say they trade for him, a first-round pick, they still got to negotiate a contract. I'd rather keep their first-round pick and negotiate a contract. So everybody's getting all excited about that. I'm not with that just yet. There's a whole season to play. This thing is slow. But Alex Mack seems like a Bills guy. He seems like a McDermott guy. He's like a hard, he's fucking ridiculously talented, of course, but he just looks like he's about playing football. And he's really familiar with the area, obviously, and I think he'd be a big-time addition. So if they end up getting him, like somehow in free agency, and he signs a contract, we'll see. Yeah, my shit is just being super slow. At least some of the guys on Twitter are updating the thing, because this thing is not loading. I don't want to
energy. Part of training camp and where we are right now is starting to really try and understand who our guys are, what their strengths are, how we put them in positions of strength.
My favorite 6 wide receivers right now. I think they might end up picking up another one. I don't even know if Andre Holmes played tonight, but he's a special teams guy. Benjamin, Zay, Coleman, Curley, Holmes. Right now, if you had to throw in a 6, it's between McLeod and Phillips. I know Phillips has missed a few practices, but McLeod looked good tonight. And plus, he can return kicks. Maybe they keep 7 because of the special teams. Who knows? He might have been. There was a piece of the first half that I missed. I mean, they needed receivers. Shit, Zay, Phillips, and Coleman didn't play tonight, so they need somebody. They need the field guys. I really hope this kid came off the field okay. I know some friends that are fans of this team, so. Oh, and by the way, I did watch Hard Knocks, by the way.
You're so embedded down in there, it's hard to really.
Nah, I didn't see that. I saw the. I didn't see the pass interference on Rod Streeter. I don't know if he makes the team, because he seemed like a guy who might be a lock to make the team, but he might be battling for a roster spot right now. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe he makes it. I'm trying to, but I really think they're going to end up picking up. They could potentially end up picking somebody else up. I don't think they're going to just, at least I hope they're not going to rest on their laurels in that position. I want to see them go after somebody else. They don't have to go after Des Bryant or anybody of that ilk, just another guy. But they definitely need somebody else at cornerback. They definitely need somebody else at cornerback. I didn't like what I saw from any of those second guys. I didn't like that shit whatsoever. They just looked like they were just comfortable sitting back and letting Carolina throw on them, and they just weren't making any plays on the ball. They weren't fucking aggressive. So I was a little perturbed by that. That was a quick press conference. Okay, this kid got up and walked. Good. So, what do you guys think that they're going to? Possibly 7. I don't know. So far, so good. I liked what I saw from the offense. The play calling looked interesting. Looked vastly different than what we're used to. It's probably the most creative offensive play calling I've seen since Chan Gailey, and that just shows you how low the bar has been. There's definite talent at quarterback, even with Peterman and McCarron. They look like they get the ball out decently. I know McCarron took a sack. Peterman looked efficient, sharp, like on it. I think these guys are more gamers than anything, particularly Peterman and Allen. I think they play better in game than they might practice. And you know who was like that too? Granted, I don't want to compare because this guy's a ridiculous Hall of Famer, and he hated the practice. Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith loathed practice. He would work his ass off in the training room and shit and doing his own thing, working on his moves, but he hated practice. But obviously in games, he was Bruce Smith. So hopefully this kid, just keep – and again, this is his first time. All these guys, Baker Mayfield, all these guys, it's their first time out there. I want to give them – they get a lot of benefit of the doubt right now. Guys that are deep into their career, 5, 6, 7 years, the book is kind of made on them. They are what they are. Hopefully, I don't wish anybody bad luck, but if they're playing the Bills, they get all the bad luck from me. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. This was quick. I didn't want to waste anybody's time. It's kind of late not too late, but it's getting there on a Thursday going into Friday. Probably everybody has to get up and do their thing early in the AM like I do. But it was, they lost on the scorecard on the scoreline, but still for me, it was encouraging to see all the quarterbacks play well. That was the biggest encouraging thing. And some of the throws Allen made and attempted, the other quarterbacks just simply cannot physically do. Even the one to at the last drive, the one to Corey Lee where he scrambled and going backwards, he gives his receivers a chance. And how many times have we been screaming, give the guys a chance? He gave Robert Foster a million chances tonight. The placement of the ball that he threw to McLeod was ridiculous. The one where he was crossing over the middle, that was a laser beam. Caught in stride, running, was beautiful. The touchdown, the placement there was excellent. Down low, only he can get it. So, yeah, those are encouraging things. The scrambling, extending plays. I mean, granted, he took a few sacks. I think he got hit pretty good on one of the last few plays, and that's why McDermott chose to run the ball there. Remember where he handed it off? It was like 3rd and something, and Allen didn't throw it, I think, because of the hit he took prior. I think McDermott wanted to limit those hits. He's like, okay, this kid, who cares about the score? Let's keep this kid healthy. And I agree with that thought process. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care. Thanks for jumping on here, chatting with me and watching. I really, really appreciate it always. But I think I'm going to do these during a regular season. I'm going to come do like these post games and reacts right after the game and see what a good way to maybe hopefully if they win, we can all enjoy it and chill together for a little while and talk shit about the game. But if they lose, we can all vent our frustrations together too and bitch and moan. All right, guys, have a good Friday. Awesome weekend. Take care.